Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Wars here, and I am back once again with another video. Today we are going to be going over my thoughts and opinions on Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire official trailer. That's right, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire official trailer. After waiting 7 long months, we finally got the New Empire official trailer. Now, for those who are new to the channel and don't know what Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire is, I will kind of give you a real quick rundown. It is basically the sequel to the 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong was supposed to be the last film in the MonsterVerse, but ever since the whole hashtag Continue the MonsterVerse has been going on crazy, Legendary has finally decided to continue the MonsterVerse. And my god, have they kept their word. We have been getting a lot of MonsterVerse content, starting with the anime Skull Island, which was not very successful, which was not very good in my opinion. It was okay, but not good. Hopefully Season 2 will do better. We get Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which so far it is doing fantastic. And now we get the 5th film in the franchise, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. This is the film where Godzilla and Kong are going to team up again to face a super colossal threat. Now, enough about going over the film and what is it about. Let's get into the trailer breakdown, or something like that, yeah. Now keep in mind that the first trailer for Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire came out like 7 months ago. And ever since then we've been waiting for news and updates, and all we've been getting is leaks and etc. And of course fake toy images. But now some of those leaks are turning out to be true, because the trailer kind of confirmed it. We get our opening shot of Monarch at a possible Hollow Earth entrance, and we go to Egypt, and then we see something coming out of the ground. This kind of caught a lot of people off guard, myself included, but we see a mechanical hand of a primate coming out from the hole and slamming down on the ground. Now, when this showed up, a lot of people immediately thought Transformers, and I honestly was kind of like one of them. And then we get the scene of the Hollow Earth, and we see what looks like Kong running from a pack of weird-looking dog-like kaiju things. I don't know what exactly these things are, but he's running from them. Some people think they are the death jackals from the Birth of Kong novel. Well, not novel, comic. And anyways, we get this shot of Kong jumping thing up from the air and slamming to the ground. Honestly, Kong does not look too different, except with a much more longer beard and a bit more of a furrier look to him. Anyways, as he slams to the ground, he is running, and we see this weird sort of mechanical thing flying right behind him. I think this is like I honestly don't know what this is, because the MonsterVerse is full of surprises. And we see the door of it open, and we see one of our returning characters from Godzilla vs. Kong, the scientist or the person who's been keeping an eye on Kong, and a lot of people were not too happy with her haircut, and honestly, I'm kind of one of them. We get this new shot of Kong as he looks up at something and sees a giant shadow moving towards him, and as he's about to ready to go into battle, a smaller Titanus Kong, I believe, comes out, and Kong just looks shocked. Like, he immediately looks shocked. Because this is like the first time in a long time he's encountered like a fellow Kong, or at least a kaiju that resembles his species. I honestly don't know what this is. And a lot of people think that this is like this film is going to be the quote-unquote son of Kong. And some people are even saying, why don't they just call it that instead of just calling it Godzilla X Kong The New Empire? I also don't really care what the film is called. I'm just here to see some really, like a good sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. And I know that Godzilla may not be in this film a whole lot. To be fair, he wasn't in a whole lot of the film. I mean, not in the film. He wasn't in a whole lot of Godzilla vs. Kong, but he still had a fair amount of screen time, to be completely honest. Godzilla had a fair amount of screen time, so I think they're going to do the same thing again, if not give him a bit more screen time. More screen time or the same amount of screen time that they gave him in the last movie, I don't really care. But anyways, this young little orange little orangutan looking guy who looks up at Kong and he looks kind of scared. And honestly, he is just too freaking cute. He is just adorable. He looks so sad and confused. Oh my god, when I saw this scene, it kind of broke my heart, honestly. It kind of broke my heart, seeing him so sad. I was like, whoa, what happened? And obviously, we kind of expected this coming, but I think Kong is going to take care of this little fella. I think he's going to become a dad, honestly, because if this is truly rumored to be the quote-unquote son of Kong, then there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about Kong taking care of this little fella. And at least he can no longer fight. At least he's no longer alone. Finally, he has someone. I mean, sure, he has Gia, but if you think about it, Kong has been alone for so long. Anyways, moving on. Next shot, we see our characters walking through the Hollow Earth, and honestly, after watching a couple of Goji Center's videos, I don't think walking around in the Hollow Earth is such a good idea. Because you don't know what the hell is down there. And we see our characters looking up and seeing a large handprint, and one of the cast says, that is not Kong. That's not from Kong. And that it's something bigger. And people start to compare this handprint to the handprint that was shown in Kong Skull Island. If that is the case, then that means Scar King was on Skull Island. At least for a short period of time before he went back down to the Hollow Earth. Then again, if he was on Skull Island, then why not just try to conquer the island, or try to find Kong? So that's kind of confusing, now that I think about it. Anyways, the next scene we see Kong jumping down from a large cliff and into a giant cave where there's gigantic crystals, and Kong is using his battle axe to sort of light up the area. And we see hundreds of bones of Kong species, possibly, and other kaiju. And this just looks kind of haunting, honestly, because I don't know why, but I kind of got the feeling that Scar King, the villain for the movie, at this point, it's not a really big spoiler, because if a lot of people are talking about this guy being the Scar King, then I might as well talk about it as well. Yeah, if the Scar King is a cannibal, then Kong, you might want to watch out. Might want to keep on your toes. Anyways, the next scene is a scene where there's hundreds of Titanis Kongs in a sort of little battle arena or a little area where they're gathering at. There's like lava flowing down. But this confirms that Kong is not the last of his kind. There's other Titanis Kongs. In fact, when I saw that scene, I was like, holy crap. Gee, I was right. There's other Kongs in the Hollow Earth this whole time. Which makes me wonder if there are other Kongs in the Hollow Earth. Does that mean there are other Godzillas in the Hollow Earth? Somewhere? Wouldn't that be an interesting film to see? Yeah, like another solo Godzilla movie where Godzilla finds other members of his species. Like both Godzilla and Kong find their own species. Or if Godzilla is just really the last of his kind. If honestly, I'm actually kind of questioning how is it that Kong gets to find his people, and Godzilla is the last of his kind. That's kind of my number one problem that I have with every single Godzilla film. Like, how is there always one Godzilla, and only rarely we see another Godzilla? But yes, Kong is no longer alone. He has a people. He has a kingdom, sort of. Well, that's if he can get rid of the... That's if he can get rid of Scar King. Because I got a feeling that these Titanis Kongs were trapped by Scar King. I don't know why, but there were some certain shots where I saw the Titan... No, we'll get into that in a moment. We get another shot of the Scar King, and well, it was just the same shot from the previous teaser that we got a couple of months back, and we see these wolf-like kaiju things still chasing Kong. And I got a feeling these must be the Scar King's minions or something. I don't know what exactly these things are. Hopefully we'll get a name for these kaiju dog wolf things eventually. But from the looks of it, when I first saw them, I was like, why is Kong running from them? There's like 5 of them, but when I started seeing like hundreds of more chasing him, I was like, oh yeah, that's why. Normally when there's one, there's always a whole pack nearby. But yeah, they chase Kong to this cliff area, and he jumps and gets to safety. Well, I'm assuming he gets to safety. And the next shot is a sort of we get this shot of a human character, like, walking out of this crystal thing. I don't know where exactly this is. But this kind of reminds me of Godzilla versus Megalon, honestly. This reminds me of Godzilla versus Megalon. The 2023 film, not the original.